So I kind of wanted to make a part 2 to the video that I made a few weeks back about how your comfort zone is keeping you stuck and not safe. Now, one thing I want to address with that is it ain't easy getting out of your comfort zone. It is not easy in the slightest, especially if you're autistic. There are going to be moments where you are going to absolutely struggle. But that's the thing. It's okay. What I want you to take from this is that it's fine for you to make mistakes. Don't beat yourself up whenever you make a mistake. When you're out of your comfort zone for the first time, you are bound to make mistakes. You know why? Because you're learning something new. Just like in life, whenever you learn something new, whenever you learn a new skill, whenever you are interested in something and you want to learn that, you are going to make mistakes. You are going to make mistakes. They are inevitable. They are inevitable. The key thing is to not start thinking that you're a failure or you're never gonna get it or whatever negative pessimistic thing that comes to your mind. You need to understand that mistakes are inevitable when you're doing something like this. I still struggle sometimes. I've been out of my comfort zone for a while in a lot of cases for many things, but even still, I fuck up. I'm not always going to get it right. This happened to me this week, actually. This week I was outside of my comfort zone. And this was for something that I wanted as well for a while. I finally got to do something that I've been wanting to do for about a few years. I finally got a glimpse of that. And I was struggling. Why? Simple. It's brand new. It was a lot to take in. I'm autistic, so whenever I'm around anything new, there's a lot of information that I need to sink in. I need to process that. And it got so bad at points, right, that I started in a way kind of shutting down. I started shutting down and just kind of staring into space because there was so much information to take in just in a short span of time. And I had to do the job whilst I was learning this. And the thoughts that were coming to my mind were thoughts about me having to get it right first time. Because I'm thinking I have to, put on an impression and make the best impression so that, I can look the best, and actually look like I know what I'm doing. But the funny part is, even though they stated that I don't necessarily have to know everything, but in my mind, in my black and white mind, I still convinced myself that I had to make the best impression possible. These were thankfully only for a couple of days, but because I have more of an understanding of myself, I was able to realize that I was thinking in black and white, and these are just thoughts that were just instinctual, that were just coming out just because I was in that situation. This is why I always say in all of my videos that understanding yourself is key to improving yourself, improving your life, changing your life for good. Because guess what? A few years ago, if I was dealt in this situation where I still had that negative, pessimistic mindset, where I felt like autism is a crutch for me and it's something that I wish I never had, I would be struggling way more if I still had that mindset. This is why I say as well, get rid of that stupid victim mentality bollocks. Get rid of it. That does not help you in this. It's going to keep you stuck, man. That shit ain't welcome in this space. It's not. I understand it might sound a little bit harsh, but you really do need to stop feeling sorry for yourself and stop blaming yourself and beating yourself up for your own mistakes. Understand that you're going to make them. And here's the thing as well. If anybody gets at you because you're making a mistake, fuck them. I know that's easier said than done, but fuck them. Simply being because they don't understand what you're going through. But if you start understanding yourself, you would understand what you're going through. And then even when they don't understand, it won't make that much of a difference to you. You will start to differentiate and see the fact that they experience things in a way that you will never experience, and vice versa. You will understand that when it comes to learning new things, if let's just say you're learning something new that you've never done before, and you're trying to do it exactly the way that they are teaching, and you're just not getting it because you're autistic or you're dyslexic or whatever, you have to find your own alternative way to find out. Because that's what it is with me. Anytime I learn something new, I try and do it the way that they tell me, and it's just not clocking, it's not configuring, it's not calibrating in my mind. And it's only when I start altering the ways, when I start finding a way that makes sense to me, that's when I get it. And then what happens as well is that what the original teacher was trying to tell me in that particular way, it started making sense. This is what happens again when you understand yourself. So in that situation when you're making mistakes, yeah, you can ruminate about it, but limit the rumination. Don't be in there for too long. Don't think that you have to ruminate for the entire day or the entire week or the entire month about this one thing. And like I said, I understand when you're autistic, it's very hard to not get so lost, but you need to. You understand? Mindfulness is key to this. And that's another thing I want you to do. I want you to study mindfulness. And I don't want to hear anything about, oh, I've tried that and it didn't work. Or I've tried that a couple times and it didn't work for me, so I'm just going to give up. You need to keep doing it. Your brain is not going to learn it first time. And look, even if you're ADHD, because I've heard a couple guests on the podcast, there was one guest on the podcast that said that she tried mindfulness and she's also ADHD, and the ADHD part started going crazy and just not thinking, and she just thought to herself, this doesn't work. One thing I will commend her for, and you'll find out when this episode comes out, is that she at least tried it. Unlike some other people that I've met in the community cafes, that as soon as I said anything that just is outside of the routine, they just want to dismiss it and just say that, nope, that's not what I want to do. That's not going to work. They preemptively say that it's not going to work when they've never tried it. Well, let me just explain to you. Anyone who's watching that has that mentality, that would rather stay in your comfort zone. If you want things to be easy for you, stay in your comfort zone. But let me just tell you this one thing. Don't complain when things don't change, because they won't. They won't change in the slightest. If you want to remain a victim your whole life, keep begging people to understand you when you don't have any understanding of yourself, you don't accept yourself at all, but you expect other people to accept you. You expect opportunities to fall onto your lap, but you don't want to go out and actually get those and obtain those opportunities. Go ahead and stay in your comfort zone. This journey is not for you. But like I said, don't complain about your life not changing. This video and all of my other videos are for people that want to change. As I said, I still have difficulties myself. Don't listen to my videos and think I'm this autistic guru, or that I've got it all together. I don't. It's a lifelong journey for me and for you. But you need to keep going, which is the main point of this video. Stop beating yourself up for your mistakes. You are going to make them. Embrace those mistakes and then learn from those mistakes. And here's where I said in the last video where my first video, where I was talking about why understanding yourself is so important. If you keep making the same mistake, it's fine. Obviously, you haven't learned the lesson. Don't beat yourself up and don't let other people that shame you for keep making the same mistake bring you down. Don't let those motherfuckers do it. Seriously. I'm being dead serious with this. Don't let them do that. You need to keep going. Because only you truly understand what's going on. They will never understand. So it's not their job to understand you and what you're going through. It is your job to understand yourself. And you will have more of an understanding of yourself when you start learning from those mistakes. When you finally get it right, you start learning the mistake finally, you start having more of an understanding of how things work within your head. It's a difficult road. But like I said in the last video, it's a very fulfilling one as well. Just like I said in my last video as well, your inner demons are your greatest teachers. Because in those situations where you're uncomfortable, that's where your inner demons come out. And it's up to you to identify them. And ask yourself, what am I supposed to be learning here? If you start seeing it from that perspective, instead of seeing it from a fearful perspective where it's like you just have to avoid it at all costs, that's when things will start working for you. And that's where your brain will start calming down. Trust me, I know. I have an overactive mind sometimes. And all I need to do is just sit in a quiet room like where I'm in right now, where no one's around, and just sit there and process everything. Don't do anything as well. Just sit there and just, even if you just have to sit like this, just stare at the ceiling for a good 5-10 minutes. Just stare at the ceiling just like that. Something. You have the potential to change your life. You are going to make mistakes. Don't beat yourself up for it. That is the message here. Thank you guys for watching. Be sure to check out in the description below. You'll see a link tree to the Autism Podcast where you can hear me and my co-host interview other autistic guests. And thank you today for listening. And I'm hoping this helps. This has been Simeon of Guided Neurons. And remember, stay blessed and keep expanding.